Step inside the sanctuary of modern engineering, where the future of speed is forged from the most mysterious and powerful black threads known to man today. In this sterile environment, every detail is managed with absolute precision, setting the stage for a manufacturing process that rivals the complexity of aerospace technology. Behold the source of all strength, the raw carbon fiber rolls, often referred to as the black diamonds of the modern industrial and sporting equipment world. Each tiny filament is thinner than a human hair, yet when combined, they possess a tensile strength that far surpasses even the strongest high-grade steel alloys. Automation begins the journey as robotic arms delicately handle these precious materials, ensuring that no human oils or contaminants compromise the integrity of the fibers. The transition from raw material to structural masterpiece starts here, as the fibers are prepared for a transformation that will redefine the limits of cycling performance. This is where science meets art, a place where raw elements are harnessed through advanced technology to create something truly exceptional for the world's fastest athletes. As we move deeper into the facility, the atmosphere changes, vibrating with the energy of thousands of threads being woven into a singular, unbreakable force. Observe the intricate dance of the weaving looms, where thousands of black threads are interlaced to create patterns specifically designed to handle extreme physical stress. Every crossover of the thread is calculated by advanced software, ensuring the resulting fabric is optimized for both maximum rigidity and the lowest possible weight. These sheets represent the skin and bone of the future bicycle, a material that is as light as air, but as strong as a mountain. The introduction of liquid epoxy resin is a critical phase, bonding the dry fibers into a cohesive unit that can eventually be molded into complex shapes. This impregnation process must be perfectly uniform, as any dry spot or excess resin could lead to structural weaknesses or unnecessary weight in the frame. Heavy rollers exert precise pressure, forcing the resin into every microscopic gap between the fibers, creating what industry experts call high-quality pre-preg carbon material. Eliminating air pockets is essential for durability. Even the smallest bubble could cause a catastrophic failure when the rider is descending a mountain at speed. The finished pre-preg sheets are now ready, maintained in a semi-cured state that allows them to be cut and shaped with extreme detail and accuracy. Stored in specialized environments to preserve their chemical properties, these sheets await the laser's edge to begin their final transformation into a racing machine. We now enter the realm of digital precision, where mathematical blueprints are turned into physical components with the power of concentrated light and laser energy. The CNC laser cutter moves with terrifying speed and accuracy, carving out the hundreds of unique shapes needed to build a single high-performance bicycle frame. By using light instead of a physical blade, the machine ensures perfectly clean edges without fraying the delicate carbon fibers, maintaining the material's structural integrity. Every piece is a part of a larger puzzle, designed through computer-aided engineering to provide strength exactly where it is needed while shedding every possible gram. Automation continues as vacuum systems carefully lift each cut piece, organizing them for the manual assembly phase where human expertise will soon take the lead. Each tray contains the DNA of a bicycle frame, a collection of precisely engineered parts that will eventually become a seamless and aerodynamic carbon fiber structure. Quality control is constant. Technicians measure the thickness of these pieces to the hundredth of a millimeter, ensuring that the material meets the strict engineering specifications. In the world of elite racing, there is no room for error, and these measurements ensure that every frame produced is identical in strength and performance. The components are now ready for the most labor-intensive and artistic part of the process, moving into the highly controlled environment of the clean room. This is the layup room, the heart of the factory where human hands and high-tech materials merge to form the actual shape of the future bike. The layup process is a masterclass in patience, as technicians manually place hundreds of individual carbon pieces into a heavy, mirror-finished steel mold with precision. Each layer is oriented in a specific direction to handle different forces, such as pedaling torque or vertical impacts, creating a complex internal architecture of strength. The technician's touch is irreplaceable, feeling for imperfections that a machine might miss, ensuring the bond between the material and the mold is absolutely perfect. Following a detailed sequence map, they build the frame layer by layer, reinforcing critical areas like the bottom bracket and head tube for maximum stiffness. To create the hollow center of the frame, internal bladders are inserted, which will later be inflated to push the carbon against the mold walls. Once the layup is complete, the two halves of the heavy steel mold are united, sealing the delicate carbon layers inside a high-pressure metallic tube. The mold is locked down with immense force, ensuring that the shape of the frame remains perfectly consistent throughout the intense heat and pressure of curing. These molds are now prepared for their most grueling trial, ready to enter the autoclave, where the real magic of carbon fiber structural transformation occurs. Enter the autoclave, a high-pressure vessel that functions like a spacecraft on Earth, using extreme conditions to bake the carbon into its final form. The molds are connected to vacuum lines and sensors, allowing engineers to monitor every aspect of the curing process in real time from outside the chamber. Once sealed, the environment inside becomes a controlled storm of heat and pressure, forcing the resin to flow and the carbon layers to fuse forever. Inside, the temperature climbs to hundreds of degrees as the air pressure rises to several times that of the atmosphere, compressing the carbon layers together. Under these extreme conditions, if the chemical reaction within the epoxy resin reaches its peak, turning a collection of soft fabrics into a single rigid structure, time is the final ingredient, as the cooling phase must be managed just as carefully as the heating to prevent any internal stress within the material. The process is complete, and the molds emerge from the heat, carrying within them the skeletal remains of what will soon be a world-class bicycle. As the mold is cracked open, the raw carbon frame is revealed for the first time, a dark and powerful shape born from fire and pressure. Though it is already strong enough to ride, it still requires the touch of master craftsmen to refine its surface and ensure its perfection for competition. The frame now moves to the finishing department, where the journey from a raw industrial component to a polished work of art truly begins to happen. Robotic precision ensures that every joint is perfectly smooth, removing any excess material to maintain the aerodynamic profile and the beautiful clean lines of the design. Final finishing is done by hand, as the human eye and touch can detect subtle surface variations that even the most advanced sensors might overlook today. Safety is paramount, so every frame undergoes an X-ray inspection to look deep inside the carbon walls for any hidden voids or structural defects. A clean scan is the final certificate of health, proving that the internal layup is as perfect as the beautiful exterior that we see on the surface. In the stress test lab, frames are subjected to forces far beyond what any human rider could ever generate, ensuring total reliability under extreme racing conditions. The moment of truth arrives on the scale, where the culmination of all this technology results in a frame that weighs less than a full water bottle. The frames are now ready for their final aesthetics, receiving thin layers of paint and clear coat that protect the carbon while celebrating its unique texture. The final branding is applied with surgical precision, adding the finishing touches to a product that represents the absolute pinnacle of modern cycling technology and design. The result is a shimmering masterpiece, a fusion of carbon, resin, and human passion that is ready to be built into a complete racing bicycle. As the final components are bolted on, the frame ceases to be just a part and becomes a machine, a tool for speed, and a vessel for victory. The finished product is a testament to what is possible when engineering boundaries are pushed to their absolute limit in the pursuit of pure, unadulterated performance. Born from mysterious black threads and forged in the fires of technology, this frame is the silent partner in every record-breaking ride and championship sprint. Experience the ultimate expression of speed, where every gram of weight has been scrutinized and every millimeter of carbon has been optimized for the road. Out on the open road, the engineering translates into pure emotion, providing the rider with a sense of effortless speed and total control over the environment. This is the future of cycling. This is the art of carbon. This is the peak of human ingenuity in motion, pushing us further every day.